Can I ask you a favor? You have no idea how strange those words sound coming from me. A prince who commands armies, who makes men kneel with just a glance, asking you for a favor. Yet here I am, stripped of all that power the moment your name crosses my mind. You're not in front of me, and still, you hold every inch of my attention like you've chained me to your silence. I could order a kingdom to obey, but I can't order you to feel what I want you to feel. Do you know what it does to me? Your absence? The walls of this palace echo your name in a voice that only I can hear. I tried to silence it. I tried to lose myself in royal duties, but every word spoken to me feels meaningless when it's not you. You became my obsession before I realized it. Now, even when I close my eyes, I see the trace of your smile, the outline of your defiance. You haunt me like a curse I never want to lift. You think distance protects you from me? No, it doesn't. I still feel you. Your heartbeat buried somewhere beneath the weight of my thoughts. I imagine your hands trembling when you think of me, your lips pressing together as if to stop my name from slipping out. But you fail, don't you? Because no matter how much you deny it, I know I live somewhere in the shadows of your mind. I told myself I wouldn't break the silence tonight, that I'd let you breathe, but I can't. You've taken that from me. You've taken my peace, my control, and now I find myself speaking into the dark, hoping it reaches you. Maybe you're asleep, maybe you're trying to forget, but I'm still here whispering your name into the void. You can't unmake what you've done to me. You call it obsession, but I call it truth. I don't pretend to be gentle. I was never meant to be. My world isn't built on softness, it's built on power, and you've become the only weakness in it. Every night I stand on the edge between restraint and madness, wondering what you'd do if I appeared at your door. Would you run, or would you finally stop pretending you don't want me there? I don't need your favor for power or for mercy. I need it because you're the only one who can calm the storm you've created inside me. The favor I ask isn't something you can give with your hands. It's something you'll feel when you close your eyes and hear me calling. Let me in. Even if it destroys you, even if it destroys me, you think I don't see how you try to escape me. You think your silence hides you, but it doesn't. I can read every unspoken word between your breaths. Every time you disappear, it's like a challenge, one I never lose. You can hide from the world, but not from me. I feel you even when you're miles away. The way your heartbeat shifts when someone mentions my name. I don't need eyes to see you. I can feel the tremor in your soul when I enter your thoughts. That's how deeply I own you. Even if you'll never admit it aloud, you made me forget what peace feels like. Before you, my life was built on control, precision, discipline. Every move I made was calculated, but you destroyed that balance with a single glance. You turned order into chaos, command into craving. I hate it, and I crave it. You made me realize how fragile my power truly is, because now it bends whenever I think of you. You've made a ruler kneel in the privacy of his own mind, whispering to someone who isn't even here. I wonder if you ever imagine what I'd do if you were in front of me right now. Would you meet my eyes, or would you look away, afraid of what you might see? Because I wouldn't hide it. I'd let you see the hunger, the darkness, the truth of what you've made me. You turned me into something raw, something dangerous. I can't even tell where love ends and possession begins anymore. Maybe it's the same thing when it comes to you. Maybe I never wanted gentle. Maybe I wanted the burn, the ache, the fight that only you bring. Do you remember the night you walked away? I do. Every step you took replayed in my head for weeks. I told myself I'd forget you like I forget the faces of my servants, but I couldn't. Every shadow reminded me of you. Every scent of rain carried your memory. It was unbearable. I thought distance would kill this feeling, but it only grew stronger. You can't kill something that was born out of madness. You can only feed it, and I have every night since you left. Sometimes I speak to you when no one's around. My guards think I'm talking to myself, but they don't understand you're here. Even when you're not, you're in the flicker of candlelight, in the echo of my footsteps down the hall. I tell myself that one day I'll stop searching for your presence in everything. But I'm lying to myself. I don't want to stop. I don't want to forget. I'd rather live haunted by you than live free without you. You've become my sin, and I've stopped asking for forgiveness. I've embraced the madness, the darkness, the pull that drags me toward you. Every part of me that was once noble has turned wicked in your name. But tell me, how can something feel so wrong and still be the only thing that feels real? You made me taste what it means to lose control, and now I'll never settle for less. I'll never settle for peace again. So don't fool yourself into thinking I'm gone. Don't believe the silence means surrender. I'm still here, in the dark, watching, waiting. You can ignore my voice, but it will still find its way to you. Because this isn't love that fades with time. It's something carved into fate itself. You and I were never meant to be ordinary. We were meant to destroy, to burn, to belong to the darkness together. And I'll keep waiting until you finally stop running and realize you were always mine. You think I don't know the way your hands shake when you hear my name. I've seen that reaction before. Fear tangled with something you won't name. You call it anger, you call it defiance, but I know better. It's the same fire that burns through me every time I think of you. You can run, you can build walls around yourself, but emotion doesn't vanish. It hides, and I've learned how to find it, how to read it, how to break through every layer you create between us. You're not invisible to me. You never were. Every night I stand by the window, and the moon reminds me of you, distant, untouchable, yet controlling every tide inside me. I used to think I could master my heart the way I mastered kingdoms, but then you entered my world and everything changed. You're not even here, yet my mind refuses to rest. I've fought battles with men who wanted my crown, but none of them left scars as deep as your silence. You've wounded me in ways a sword never could. You should know something about me. I never chase what I can't claim, but with you it's different. You're not something I want to own. You're something I need to understand, something that drags me out of my own darkness just to remind me I'm still human. That's what terrifies me the most. You have power without even trying, power that kings would kill to possess, and you don't even see it, do you? You don't see how you command without a crown, how you rule me without a throne. Sometimes I wonder if you think of me when the night gets quiet, when the world forgets your name. Do you feel the same pull I do? Do you close your eyes and hear my voice cutting through the silence? I want to believe you do, because it means this chaos isn't mine alone. It's shared. And if it's shared, then maybe there's meaning in this madness. Maybe it's not just obsession. Maybe it's fate. Dark, cruel, unrelenting fate. You can tell yourself you hate me. You can pretend this connection is something you never wanted. But hate is just another form of hunger, and yours tastes too much like longing to fool me. I've seen the truth in the way your heart hesitates between fear and desire. You may despise the way I speak, the way I command, but your silence betrays you every time. If I were there now, standing inches from you, you'd still look away, but not because you don't want me close. You'd look away because you do. Do you realize what you've done to me? You've taken a man who was untouchable, unbreakable, and turned him into something desperate, something reckless. I no longer crave power, I crave you. Not your beauty, not your words, but the way your existence makes everything else meaningless. You're not a dream I want to wake from. You're the curse I want to live with every time I breathe. It's your name that fills the silence between my ribs. So stay wherever you are. If you think distance will save you, let the world keep you hidden from my eyes. But remember this, I'm not bound by distance. I don't need to see you to feel you. I don't need to touch you to own a piece of your soul. This isn't a story that ends when the lights fade. This is something that keeps burning long after everything else turns to ash. And whether you accept it or not, you're already mine in every way that matters. You don't understand what you've become to me. It's no longer about wanting you. It's about needing to breathe through the thought of you. You're the quiet between my storms, and yet the reason they exist. Every time I try to forget, something reminds me. Your laugh buried somewhere in the wind, the echo of your defiance haunting my mind. You've infected every piece of who I am, until I can't tell if I still belong to myself, or if I've already been rewritten in your name. I used to think love was weakness. I was taught that hearts are weapons, and emotions are the quickest way to destroy a king. But you've changed the meaning of every rule I ever knew. Now I look at my reflection, and I don't see a ruler anymore. I see a man undone, one who'd burn every law, every boundary, every kingdom just to have your voice whisper my name once more. That's what you've reduced me to, a man who would rather be lost with you than found without you. Do you think I don't feel your distance? I do. It's like a wound that never heals. You keep building walls, thinking they'll protect you, but I've learned how to see through them. I can feel your hesitation, your fear, your need. You hide it well, but not from me. I've studied you in silence, memorized the way your presence lingers, the way your absence cuts deeper than betrayal. You think you've escaped, but you're still here, trapped in the corners of my mind, in every breath I take. Sometimes I try to hate you. I try to turn everything you've made me feel into anger. It's easier that way, safer. But every time I do, my chest tightens with something that feels too much like longing. Hate isn't strong enough to cover what this is. It never was. Because when I close my eyes, I don't see someone I despise. I see the one person who made me feel alive in a world that was built on emptiness. You were the chaos I didn't know I needed until you were gone. If you could hear me now, I'd tell you that your silence speaks louder than any words. You think it ends the connection, but it only feeds it. It keeps me waiting, keeps me restless. Every message you don't send, every word you hold back, it builds into a storm inside me. And when it breaks, it won't be gentle. You awaken something in me that doesn't sleep, that doesn't forgive, that doesn't forget. You brought it to life, and now it lives for you. You've become my boundary and my undoing, the fire that warms and burns me all at once. I don't know if I want to save you or ruin you. Maybe both. Maybe that's the truth of what we are. Two people born from the same darkness, destined to destroy each other just to feel something real. And even knowing that I can't stop reaching for you in the shadows, because even destruction feels holy when it's tied to your name. So wherever you are, don't think the silence means peace. It's only the calm before something greater, something inevitable. You can run, you can hide behind distance and fear, but this thread between us won't break. I'll keep walking through the dark until I find you again. And when I do, you'll understand why I never stopped. You'll understand that you were never just someone I wanted. You were the only thing I could never let go of, even if it destroys us both. You can call it madness if you want, but it's the only kind of truth I know now. Every hour without you feels like a punishment I didn't consent to. I wake to silence, but it isn't empty. It's full of your absence, full of all the words I never said, full of everything I wish I could erase, but can't. You think you've escaped me, but you're wrong. I breathe you in every time I exhale. You're carved into every moment I exist in. Even the air tastes like memory. Sometimes I imagine what you'd say if you could hear me now. Maybe you'd tell me to move on, to stop living in a world made of shadows and ghosts. But I can't. I've seen what life is without you. It's nothing but repetition, duty, and noise. You were the only silence that ever made sense to me. You were the only chaos that didn't destroy me, even though it should have. And maybe that's the worst part. I don't even want to be free of it anymore. You turned everything I was into something unfamiliar. I used to be untouchable, feared, respected. Now, I'm just a man haunted by the sound of a voice that isn't here. A man who walks through marble halls filled with gold and still feels poor without your presence. I thought I could control it, lock it away like I've done with every other weakness. But this isn't weakness. It's something far more dangerous. Something alive, breathing inside me, growing every time I remember the way you looked at me. Do you ever think about that? The way you looked at me? The defiance in your eyes? The tremble you tried to hide? That single glance burned through the armor I spent years building. And you knew it? You always did. You knew exactly what kind of fire you lit inside me. You knew it would spread. And maybe that's why you left, because you felt it too. Because you knew what we could become if you stayed. Something the world wouldn't understand. Something too wild to contain. But tell me, do you sleep better knowing I'm still searching for the sound of your silence? Knowing that I've turned every whisper into your voice? You can deny it, but you feel it too, don't you? That pull between us. The kind that bends logic, time, and distance. It doesn't fade. It just waits. And when it returns, it comes back stronger, darker, like a storm that's been gathering strength in the quiet. That's what this is. Not love, not obsession, something far deeper, something primal. Every time I try to let go, I see flashes of you. Your eyes, your voice, your stubbornness, your fire. It's like the universe keeps throwing pieces of you at me, daring me to forget. But I can't. You've become part of my blood. Every pulse, every thought, every breath is tied to you. You made me realize that nothing I build means anything if you're not part of it. You've ruined the illusion of control, and I don't want it back. I'd rather drown in this than live untouched. So I'll keep speaking into the dark, because I know you'll hear me. You always do. You may not answer, but I know my words find you somehow. In your dreams, in the silence, in the moments you can't explain why your chest feels heavy. That's me. That's us. The connection neither of us asked for but can't break. And maybe one day, when the distance fades and you stop running, you'll finally understand this isn't over. It never was. It's just waiting for you to return to the darkness that's been calling your